And two until Antonio.
Oh, I was waiting for tension. I don't think you're putting this video on there.
So hello everyone, welcome back to Eat Sleep Brief. You guys kind of just saw what not to do when siphoning water out of a fish tank. Well, pretty much long story short, recently I switched out a tank. I had a fluval, I went ahead, tore that down, and kind of literally switched the rock and the sand, the corals, the fish over to a 17-gallon mode aquarium, as you see here. A lot of people talk that you can't do that because you're gonna shock everything, you're going to start a new cycle, you're going to kill all your corals, or they're going to be pissed off for months and months. And as you can see, I not only was able to do the coral, the rock, but the sand as well. Obviously there's certain situations where you can do the sand if it's too deep or if it's more than a year old, but in this situation I did everything. I got no diatoms. I mean, we used the water, same sand, same corals, same rock. And like I said, the corals, I think they were pissed off for a day, but after that, they were like nothing happened. So we went ahead and tore down the tank, and we kind of had two mishaps in this video. You guys just saw one earlier, and here's another one.
Oh, you're gonna kill the shrimp.
Hilarious, dude.
You're gonna kill the shrimp.
This video is not going on YouTube now, is it?
Crap.
Why is this so entertaining, man?
Dude, that is fucking gonna kill the crab.
Dude, you gotta
Okay,
put
we
more
gotta
water
get
in
this.
there.
We gotta get this.
Dude, you're getting fish water all over the... Oh, he's gonna die, dude. You're gonna kill him.
I'm not. He has a shell.
Dude, he's stuck in there.
We gotta get the crab.
Fuck, bro. He's like perfectly in there.
Yep.
You have to cut him out or what?
I hope not, because I love this hose. But ain't nothing gonna come out with him in there.
Can't you put something in there?
Bro. Oh, he's coming out slowly.
You're gonna break him.
No, he'll come out. It's all lubed up.
Oh, there it is. Blow him out, blow him out, blow him out. And two until Antonio.
Oh, I was waiting for tension. I don't think you're putting this video on there.
So Antonio has gone to rinse his mouth because he almost threw up because he sucked up all the fish shit that was inside the tank.
Let's see what happens.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. One of the problems that happened, as you guys saw, was I didn't have one of the little filters on the hose, so the crab got sucked in. Luckily we were able to get him out. The second one, as you saw, I wasn't paying attention, so sucked in a whole mess of water. It was super nasty. But you can see here we're setting up the mode aquarium. The reason I went with the mode aquariums and tore down the fluval is, you can see I'm able to run a skimmer. This is the same exact skimmer that I've had amazing success in my 45-gallon tank. I also really enjoy that this mode aquarium has a lot more sump area in the back. So you're able to run better stuff. I'm able to run the dosing lines, the heater. I mean, everything's able to be run a little bit nicer. Since it has bigger chambers, I can do better mechanical filtration in the back. So all in all, I thought it was an upgrade from what I previously had. But a lot of people, I notice if you start reading, they say you can't do this or you shouldn't do this because you're going to stun all your coral. As you guys see here, the coral are more than happy. Believe it or not, this bubble tip you see here has surprisingly been one of the only bubble tips I've had retain its bubbles, if that makes sense. So for you guys that have had bubble tips, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what causes them to lose their bubbles. I have an idea of what causes it. Two of them, one being flow, two being lighting. But other than that, it's a myth. It's obviously not set in stone, so who really knows what causes it? But yeah, so like I said, this reef tank, from the previous tank, it had been running for, I'd say, about 7 months. I had the tank, you guys probably see from my previous videos, and kind of took a lot of the coral out, put in my main tank, and kind of started again. And here, you can see it now. Now I know a lot of you guys are probably flipping your chairs, flipping your phones, flipping everything right now, and you're probably have on speed dial the tank police, right? Well, before you get started, let me tell you about this tang here. We've named her Dory. And I had a buddy that had a tank. I think it was a 50. It was about a 50-gallon tank, but he ended up getting this small tang, and that guy was literally getting picked on. Like, you should have seen when I got him. He almost had no tail, was super skinny. Pretty much, if I wouldn't have saved him, he would have perished or died. So, in the sense of me not letting a fish die, I said, you know what? I'm going to put him back up to good health. Obviously, in a smaller tank, it's going to be easier to monitor his health, make sure he's on track. As you can see, he's more than on track and is recovered really well. Obviously, I do have plans for this guy. He's not going to stay in the 17-gallon tank, and obviously in no way, shape, or form am I condoning you keeping a blue tang, even if he is small, in a 17-gallon tank. Like I said, you can see some shots his tail is still a little bit messed up, but you know, slowly but surely he's coming back to health and he's doing really good. Obviously, there is bigger plans for this guy to go in a much bigger tank, but like I said, that's going to be for down the road. So this tank's been very interesting. It's been running on no auto top off, like the water's running out every third day. It's an office tank, right? Sometimes I'm not in the office every day, so I really don't take care of the tank very well at all. I'm sorry to admit. Water changes are once whenever I can remember, which ends up being once every other month. The auto top off, like I said, is always fluctuating. The dosing, I recently added a Jabo doser, 3-channel, and I'm dosing alkalinity. That has helped out drastically, and I've been noticing the corals be a lot more happier with that. You can see we have a mixture of softies in this tank. I do have about four SPS pieces that are surprisingly doing, again, really, really well. I'm not surprised that the mushrooms are doing good. I'm not surprised that the GSP and the zoas are doing good. Those are kind of a given. But very surprised that the SPS is doing as good as it's doing. Obviously, the SPS pieces I have are nothing too difficult, but it's good to see that I'm on the right track. So another cool thing about this tank, as you guys can see, is I have a total of 3 clownfish. I like to call them the 3 musketeers. And yeah, just they've been very happy. They host the anemone. They've been doing really good. All in all, the nutrient export in this tank is the Catalyte PLS 50 skimmer, which is the same skimmer I'm running in my JBJ 45-gallon tank. But I'm very happy with this Mode Aquarium tank. I think a lot of people that want to have either an office tank or just a smaller nano tank, or just in general, if you want to get started with your first reef tank, I really think that Mode Aquariums did a great job on this tank. And again, one of the most important features about this tank is the fact that the sump is so big. You're able to run better equipment, you're able to run a skimmer, and obviously with this better equipment, you're able to get away with multiple fish as I have. You know, typically in a tank like this, you wouldn't have, or you wouldn't want to have more than 2 to 3 fish, just because, again, the nutrients will get too high. And so on and so forth. But all in all, I've been able to keep this tank pretty low maintenance. Obviously with the alkalinity dosing, the water changes whenever I can remember, as well as the topping off, it's been pretty good. So here you guys can see I'm running the AI Prime Light. On the right chamber, you can see the heater, the doser, the skimmer, and on the very left, I'm running filter floss. It's probably about 3 inches deep of filter floss. I'm able to get out all the bad stuff, and like I said, you can see the skimmer there. And I think this is the the Jaeger heat. I forget, I can't pronounce the name right now. The Jaeger heater. It's, I think, the 25 watt, and that one obviously maintains the temperature pretty much where we need to maintain it. But this was kind of a video to show you guys that if you do want to move a tank, you can certainly do it in one day and have no issues whatsoever. You're going to probably read a lot out there that you shouldn't do it, or that you're going to nuke your tank or kill everything. And here's a prime example of a tank that wasn't nuked and it's actually doing better than ever. So I'm going to be bringing you guys more updates. I posted a video of this tank on Instagram about 2 nights ago, and people are like, what the heck, why have you never showed us this tank? You should like do more videos on it, and so on and so forth. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I promise you I'm going to be bringing more videos on this tank. Let me know what you think about this tank on the bottom. I'd also like to hear your thoughts on what you think of setting a tank up like this. Is it possible? Is it not possible? Did I just get lucky? So let me know your thoughts if you've ever tried this. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you have to say down in the comment box below. So we're going to wrap this video up here, guys. I'm going to have a link to the wonderful Aquarium tank down in the description. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Happy reefing.